Good late Friday evening, and I am certified meteorologist Nick Kelly checking in on this March 29th of 2019. We had a cloudy start to our Friday. We had a good batch of rain and thunderstorms late this morning into early afternoon. And then we had some scattered thunderstorms on and off throughout portions of the evening. But thankfully, no severe weather. Mother Nature had its opportunity to give us at least some severe weather this evening, but I think that has pretty much come and gone. But what lies ahead for the rest of the weekend, we will trend quieter, but it will be quite a bit cooler for the next few days. But before we get to where we're going, let's see where we've been throughout the course of the day. You see that early first batch of rain and thunderstorms from indigo sky just outside of Seneca, Missouri. Again, that came through late this morning and into this early afternoon. That was not severe, but it was because of that first batch of rain and thunderstorms that, while it did allow us to see additional rain and some thunderstorms throughout parts of the evening, it was not enough to give us any severe weather. So for those of you rooting for no severe weather this go around, Mother Nature's been good to you so far. Close-up view of the Skywatch Storm Tracker at a 3-hour loop across the region shows, again, at least the atmosphere trying to destabilize and get some thunderstorms to get going, but at last check of the radar sweeps, we do not have any thunderstorms, really, just some scattered areas of light to moderate rain, but we have noticed off to the west, continuing to see signs of development, so the system's not quite done, giving us a chance at least for more rain and thunderstorms overnight. I think our severe threat, the little severe threat that we had, is pretty much done. But as we go throughout the rest of the overnight, and before we hit sunrise, we'll continue to see thunderstorms redevelop out in central parts of Oklahoma. Some of those will clip our area, and when they do, they could bring in maybe some small hail, but again, we're not really looking at severe weather as we go into Saturday morning. But don't be surprised if you hear rain and thunder as you go throughout the course of the night, or if you're trying to get some sleep overnight. And before we see the system completely take any and all precip out of here on Saturday, as the colder air filters in, we may actually see some spots where it's cold enough to get some snowflakes to mix in. But we're not worried about accumulations. One, because temperatures at the surface are between 35 and 40 degrees. And number two, we were so warm ahead of the advancing colder air, so we're not really concerned about anything sticking, because the ground temperatures will still be quite a bit on the warm side, even though it will be downright cooler as we go throughout your Saturday. Back at 11:25, almost 11:26 on this Friday night, 7th and range line looking okay, but still mild ahead of the front. 63 degrees with the south wind at 16, gusting to 26, and that is trying to bring in at least a little bit more moisture. You can see the dew points trying to creep up into the upper 50s to near 60 degrees. The thing is, though, this front is running out of time to give us any shot of severe thunderstorms. And you can see what the backside of the front is doing. Out ahead of it on the warm side, still lower 60s from Stockton, Lamar, Pittsburgh, and you can argue down to Nevada, points south and east, especially over Interstate 44. But as soon as you get under the influence of that north wind on the backside of the front, we have most spots turning into the 40s, if not lower 50s, signaling the cooler air ready to work on in. So we will, for the rest of the night, continue to see scattered rain and thunderstorms develop across the region, and especially another good batch of thunderstorms out in central parts of Oklahoma that'll clip us before we hit sunrise as we go into Saturday morning, all because of this front sweeping on through. And again, once we get on the backside of the front, we'll see this upper low pay us a visit as it slides right on top of us as we go throughout your Saturday. That's going to, in conjunction with the northerly wind on the backside of the front, at the surface, it's both of those factors are really going to help bring in quite a bit of cooler air. You'll definitely notice it. We had highs today into the mid-60s, around 66 degrees. We'll shave off about 20 degrees off of that number in terms of what it'll feel like and what it'll actually be outside for your Saturday afternoon. So we'll continue to keep an eye on things here, but we're not anticipating any severe weather for the rest of the night. Still, scattered rain and thunderstorms throughout the overnight and into Saturday morning. Temperatures start with technically midnight highs in the lower 60s for a good portion of you, but everybody, by the time we hit sunrise, we should be in the lower to middle 40s, and we continue to take a little bit of a dip by lunchtime, noon, upper 30s to near 40 degrees, and if any moisture is still around as the colder air works in, we can see a little snow try to mix in. Again, we're not worried about accumulation, and we will see at least drying conditions as we go throughout your Saturday afternoon, not to mention at least a little bit of sun. So that should help us out in the temperature department in terms of warming things up at least a little with the way Saturday is looking. We are going to start quite cool in the morning, around 44. Let's go 39 by noon, and then afternoon temperatures should be able to rebound to about 45 degrees. Again, that's going to be about 20 to 21 degrees cooler area-wide compared to what we saw today. Let me give you a quick look at Saturday night because we're still going to be on the cooler side of things as this upper low continues to pass on through. We'll be easily into the middle, if not upper 30s, by about 10 o'clock Saturday night. And going into Sunday morning, hopefully you didn't start planting yet. And if you did, hopefully you can bring those plants inside or cover them up because we're going into the upper 20s, if not near 30 degrees, as we head into Sunday morning. On the plus side, though, we keep things quiet for your Saturday night and especially for Sunday. Thankfully, as well, the colder air, it's not going to stick around long. We rebound to 48 Sunday afternoon. Let's go 53 Monday, 64 Tuesday, with partly to mostly sunny skies. And we go back into the upper 60s to near 70 by the end of the coming week, even with another chance for thunderstorms by Wednesday, Thursday, and even lasting into early Friday morning. Have a good night. Have a great Saturday.